back home in the old sweat box, freezer box, whatever you want to call it. We got the old leafer in here, and no, we did not get it washed. I got obligations to do today. Those that know me personally know that me and my family are involved in scouting, so we got a scout event this afternoon that we got to go to. And really, the only additional issue or damage that we got during this race that we didn't already start with was our, look at my big old belly here. That bead lock right there got a little bit, some gouges in it, and a couple bolts broke off, and you know, some panel damage. Car spun and kind of got me in there, but we were able to keep on chugging along. And of course, we haven't actually got up underneath the car to look yet, but so far that's the only damage that I know of that we received. We need to congratulate two of our friends that help us quite a bit, and we hang out with. First one is Colin, no pretty boy. Caden actually works on his pit crew when he ain't working with me. And then our friend Josh Hoff, he got his points championship last night too in a B mod.
And Pawpaw did a pretty good race in his heat race too.
Yeah, old Pawpaw was up there giving everything he had. Almost won his heat race. I think it was within a thousandth of a second or something like that. Lost to our friend Jason Neal. So
a lot of good racing last night.
Yeah, last night was a good night. The track slicked off. It kind of worked to our advantage, I think. It's one of those deals. You guys are going to see. Matter of fact, I'm making this video, and I still haven't got the last two videos edited yet, but you'll see, or you have seen, the track slicked off. Would be have, because we still haven't made it there yet, have we?
No.
So, either way, it worked to our favor somewhat. We ran the bottom, ran it low and slow. I just physically couldn't handle a full send with this thing. It was a handful of drive, but we got a few things we need to change. We're going to try next week at Farmington. I think it's kids' night. They're doing something special for the kids. I don't know. You know anything special going on?
Nope. I won't be there.
Yeah, he's got a wedding to go to. Pretty boy's dad is getting married.
Yep.
And then you're going to Lake Ozark, ain't you? Or?
The week after that, I am going to Wheatland for the Big Buck 50 with Colin.
Yeah, they're doing the big money races. Maybe one day we might get there, but right now we're just trying to survive what we got. So we're going to get the car jacked up. We got places to go. We will start, or I probably will. Caden will probably be at home or on the road somewhere. But I need to start assessing damages and repairs. I know I need an idler arm. I might order a power steering pump just in case. Anything else that we can think of that Jason told us we might need? We got a tie rod. Might need a lower ball joint too. Might as well just replace both of them on that side. They're pretty easy. Like I said, that bead lock, I need to fix it. I think I just need a couple bolts. And other than that, this tire here kind of went flat on us, but we ran about the best we could. We're gonna try, like I said, we're gonna try for this coming Saturday to run that and do what we can, but we're gonna get this thing jacked up and get ready to go. So we'll see you Friday, but in this video it's gonna be a matter of the next scene. All right, we're back home again. I've already gotten started. Took the tires off of this side. We're going to change the ball joints on over here. I got to do some work on that wheel. If it's even usable, I got to get the bead lock off and look at it. And I got my left rear tire, the new wheel I just got, is also leaking, which not a big deal. I can find another tire to put on it if it's the tire. But we if you didn't see my last video, we went to Tri-City last night, and my buddy Mike was back up with his late model, which I got this big pile. Well, there's 3 late model tires I accumulated last time I went up there. I got something in mind. I don't know if I'm going to go through with it, but I got something in mind for them. So, we got a little bit of work here to do. It's Friday night. We're going to try to race tomorrow night if we can set this thing down on the ground and it turns. So, we're going to try to get busy here. Biggest project is getting these ball joints swapped out. And then I'll start with the little stuff, which is the tires and things like that. I don't have a crew of guys that stay in my shop with me, so that's why you see me by myself most of the time. Caden comes down occasionally, helps, and CJ comes out and helps, but for the most part, it's usually just me by myself. So, sorry if you expect a big show, but we try what we can, so let's get busy on this. All right, guys, we got the lower ball joint out. It's kind of hard to tell, but if you look right there, you can't see my finger on that side, but if you look here, it is kind of bent up a little bit. The biggest thing I found with it, the bend isn't severe, but it's got a very hard catch in it, and it is greased regularly, so that tells me that this is a big binding point here. I am going to, since we already have the spindle off, I might as well just go ahead and change the upper too. It don't look bad. The only biggest issue I have with it is not greasable, but it don't look bent. It's freely doing what it needs to do. This here is definitely a catch point. We got an idler arm also for the right side of the car. The left side off the steering box has a pitman arm, comes back and runs the center link back side to side, and then it pivots off of the idler arm. That turns everything, blah, blah, blah. I'm not an expert, but I kind of understand what I'm talking about sometimes. At least I pretend I do, but just wanted to show you that it's probably causes a bigger issue than being bent, since it's just very slightly is the catch in it. So we're going to work on getting the upper out, which is really easy. It bolts out. This one I had to beat it out with a hammer, but it had a catch in it before I started beating on it. So we're going to get the top out and get the idler arm off and get it swapped out and move on to probably messing with the wheels and tires and figuring that stuff out and figuring what my game plan is with that, and we'll move on to another project and just keep on trying to get it done. And if we get far enough with it and have plenty of time, we're going to finish some body work up on it real quick. So hang on here. All right. We got the lower ball joint in, the upper ball joint in. The upper was real easy. The lower was kind of a pain because needed a press to get it in, and I don't have a press, so I used the swinging metal ended press. Some folks call it a hammer. I call it a multi-tool. And we got it up in there. Had to use my torches to heat the A-frame up just a little bit to kind of get the metal expand and knock it up in there, but we got it up in there. We got to put the nuts and everything on there. We'll put the spindle back on. The spindle's still laying in the floor down there, right there. See my big belly? It's pointing right to it. But we got the upper and lower ball joint in, and we got the idler arm on right here. Just got to get the camera going. We gotta get that bolted up in there. Like I said, the ball joint was bent. This is the old idler arm. Light out of there. It's slightly bent. Yeah, I'm running out of hands here. Hope will go like this. It's slightly bent right on this joint here. About I compared the two idler arms, the new one and this one, and there was about an 1/8 inch of difference. So that's enough to cause an issue in the steering system. We're gonna, I guess, finish putting this idler arm together. It's bolted up, it's ready to go. Just gotta finish, like I said, putting that I can't even think of it at the moment, but we gotta finish putting it together. We'll set the spindle on and put the tie rod and all that back together, and the front end will be done. I need to check out my one bead lock, figure out what I'm gonna do with that. If I'm gonna even mess with trying to fix it, I might rob a ring off of another bead lock, put on there, but we're slowly getting ready. Might be one-man crew tomorrow night. I might have Alex help a little bit tomorrow because he's usually there helping his uncle. But we need to get this together, get it greased up. Don't hurt to put extra grease in, but we need to fill it all the way up with grease, so we're good to go there. So we're gonna get back to it. All right, guys, we got this tire was on our, get my beard out of the way. That tire was on the right front last week, but we took the bead lock off of that side. We don't have a bead lock on the front anymore. Get through here, tight squeeze, tight squeeze, tight squeeze. All right, I actually had to take a hammer to beat this thing off. You can see it curled up in the ring. Half of the bead lock is decent, but that half is pretty rough. But we took that off. We were working with tires, trying to get things lined out. Thought I found a good 2-off, and after I got it on the rim, I realized it didn't have a lip on the inside, so it'd probably be all right on the left front, but I don't think I'm going to trust it on the left rear. A lot of pressure goes back there, but I got the tires on. We're going to put some air in the tires in the morning. Set the car on the ground, start it up, try to turn the wheel. If it turns, we're going racing. If it don't turn, it'll probably go back up on jack stands. About the last thing that it really could be is a power steering box. Everything else pretty much has been replaced outside of the ball joints on the left side, but nothing on the left side ever got hit. So we're gonna go inside for right now, and we'll be back with you here in the morning. All right, we're back at it again this morning. Gonna get my torches out of the way and try to set the car down on, I got my ramps. Get me turned around here, my arm's too long. Those are my ramps. I'm gonna set the front of the car down on the ramp so I don't take it all the way down to the ground, just in case there is something else going on. I can still set it down on the front end and still leave the back end jacked up and still be able to move around underneath the car. But that's kind of the game plan. Let me get these put up and we will get to work. All right, we'll get my belly out of the way there. Got the car up on these ramps. I've had these ramps forever, just never really use them too much anymore. In theory, I should be able to start the car up and the car turn. The problem we had when we were out at the track the other night was, it wasn't the fact I didn't have power steering, it was the fact that when I would turn the car, it would, when we get turning left into the corner, the car would lean to the right, which with the bent ball joint and the bent idler arm would make sense. And when it's leaning to the right, I'd put that in a bind. causing the steering to kind of be very limited. So in theory, I should be able to start the car up with it level and have easy power steering in both directions and not have to force it. So we're going to try to get this thing started and see what we can come up with here. If it does turn, tonight's just going to be, it's not a points night, so I'm going to drive it like I'm shooting a win. But whatever happens, happens. So we don't want to tear the car up, obviously, but they got Queens Royal towards the end in a couple of weeks. And that would probably be our last chance to test, depending on if they even run us or not. So let me get this started up and we'll do some testing. Well, not good news. So, what I've kind of come up with after crawling up underneath the car and really looking, we've been looking at the right side because the right side hit the wall. And what I'm seeing at the moment, it looks like the idler arm, or not the idler arm, but the pitman arm from the steering box to the drag link. It looks like it's kind of curved upwards a little bit. I'm going to crawl up underneath here and take a peek. So I don't know if I'm going to make it tonight. I don't know anybody's got this type of stuff laying around for a Camaro that I can just grab real quick. But so what we got going on here, this is the pitman arm, or the pitman arm. And it comes over here to the drag link. As you can see, over here it's touching, but back there it's not. It's showing me that something's bent in that spot, because over here on the drag link, this is the idler arm that I replaced yesterday. Got grease all over it too. It's sitting flush over here on the drag link, so that tells me we got something going on over here. Either this pitman arm is bent, which it looks like it has a little bit of angle in it, or the drag link is bent, which there's a stud up here, and with it being bent like it is, it probably just going to need to be replaced anyway. So with all that being said, I don't know if we're going to make it tonight, so let me see if I can't hunt something down. The drag link and all that don't take but a minute to change out, so we're going to need to try to hunt something down and go from there. So we'll be with you. All right, this here is what I'm going to say is the culprit. You can see it's got pretty good little bend in the bottom. This goes, like I said before, it goes from the steering box on this side, and this side goes to the drag link, and it's sitting on about like that on the drag link. So I'm going to see, first off, I'm going to see if anybody's got one, and then before I go through and try to heat it up and straighten it up. So we might be able to make it. The drag link looked okay, but if we can heat that up and get it in the right position, we might be all right. But I don't want to run to town and have to put another rush to try to get the right part from town, because we're literally about 20 minutes either way to a town. So but I need to see if anybody's got one, but we might just go ahead and heat it up and see if we can straighten it real quick and go from there. I don't know if it's bent down there or bent up at the top, but we'll figure something out. Okay, well, we're sitting in the car. Not good news. I've straightened, the pitman arm was bent, kind of weird angle. I've straightened it the best I could. Put the, mounted it back up and tried turning it, and it's still struggling with it. Basically the same story like last week. I've tried to adjust. My steering box has the ability to adjust the level, the height of the pitman arm. So I adjusted it up and down and tried it. And I went to one extreme to the other and in between and everything else. And still the same story. I don't know if it's something in the steering box or if it's power steering pump. I do have another steering box here, but I had to drill some new holes for it to mount up, and quite frankly, we don't have the time to do that, especially being by myself doing it all. So I'm gonna call it a plug for tonight at least. There's only one more night left at St. Francis County, and that's Queens Royal. I just got to kind of see how things go. I've said it before. I've spent a lot more on the car this year than what I initially intended to. It's not a points night. Tonight's not a points night, so really, we're at a point that we need to decide whether we're going to try to continue with this year with what we got, or start our shop time on improving for next year and fixing things. I do have, my header on the left side got smashed in on the bottom on the collector. My right header it's burning through in spots, and has a couple of spots where it's kind of pinched off. It's not bad enough that it should hurt the car, but we got some maintenance we need to do to the car to improve it for next year. So at this point, I'm not racing tonight. I'm going to talk it over with my wife, because she makes sure that the money's in the bank first of all, that Snowball's bills can be paid so we can pay our house bills, which is our second priority. Of course, feeding the family and everything else. The race car is low on the priority list, so I'm going to talk it over with her, see what we want to do at this point, and I guess we'll see where we end up at on doing this. So I'm going to go ahead and close it off and run inside and get me a shower, and because I am filthy. Got the same clothes on I wore yesterday out in the shop because I didn't feel like dirtying up new ones. So hate to say it, we're not racing tonight. I'm not even going to waste my time going up there tonight to watch. So a little bit of disappointment. I'm sorry, guys. So we'll guess we'll catch you later and let you know what we got going on, if we're done for the season or what we're gonna do. So God bless you guys. We'll see you later.